Hello and welcome to this month's Soul Explorations with Jo. When I was getting ready to set up for this session, usually I sit on my couch or, on my comfy chair in the corner of the room. I had the overwhelming urge to just park myself on the floor. So here I am sitting on the floor, all bunkered down, nice and comfy and cozy. I was then guided to surround myself with earth energy. So a couple of plants, I've got some little crystals down here, and I've even got a candle burning in front of me here that I'm pretty sure is an earth scent now that I think about it. Woodland, there you go. So that's the scent of this soy candle. It's a woodland scent. So there's a very strong, obvious theme here for this session today. I get a very, very strong feeling that this month we're being called to put some more effort into connecting with Mother Earth, to connecting with nature, whether that be animals, plants, being outside a little bit more than what you usually would, watching, if you love to watch TVs or movies, pick something that's very outdoorsy themed. All of that, we need to engage with all of that, and don't just do it as if you're just sort of going through the motions as well. So a lot of people who will be watching this are already very outdoorsy, very connected to nature. We're all being asked to kick it up a notch, take it up a notch. So if you're always outside gardening, when you do it this month, do it with intention. Do it very mindfully, do it with lots of intention. Mother Earth needs us right now. Spirit is saying there's just so much going on in the world, and our entire planet globally is affected by it. This is no news to us. We know this already. But what we're being guided to do now for the next few weeks is to just up our game a little bit with the way we connect with Mother Earth and the way we connect with nature. That is going to have a beautiful balming effect on everything, on all of the energies that are going on for us individually, within our communities and globally as well. So I want to begin, spirits, like bring your little crystals in. I've got this cute little crystal dish I found at the op shop. And I've put all my little crystal chips and tiny little crystal bits and pieces in it. I was guided to grab this. I'm now being guided to grab a handful. If you want to do this with me, by the way, because I feel like we're about to go through a little exercise of some sort, a spiritual exercise of some sort. So if you want to pause this, go and grab, if you've got lots of little chips like this stashed away somewhere, go and grab them. Even just a little handful of pebbles, if you've got like some pebbles outside, anything, marbles. Spirit is saying literally anything that is small, hard, shiny. So even like dried beans, Spirit is showing me like some food options now. Like a lot of people have dried beans in their cupboard that they would soak and then cook. Grab a little handful of dried beans. So anything that's small and fiddly that you can sort of have a play with in your hand, grab that. Okay. Let's see where this takes us. We're getting straight into it today. This is awesome. So we're just going to ground ourselves. So I want you to take a couple of nice big grounding breaths. If you're really energy sensitive, you're going to be feeling this. I'm feeling it. It's really strong. There's a real strong vibrational hum going on. So we're holding you can hold them in one hand or both hands, it doesn't matter, whatever feels good. Okay, close your eyes if you haven't already. Bring your attention to those beautiful little objects that you're holding in your hands. And just breathe. What's happening here is I can feel some energy. I can't quite pinpoint it yet, but I can feel an energy presence coming through. And it's connecting with us all. It's helping us with this little exercise as we work through it. It's amplifying everything. So if you've got some big feelings going on right now, stay with it. Don't block it. Just breathe through it. We're good. We're all good. Breathe and relax. So your eyes are closed. You're focusing on your stones in your hand. And I want you to imagine, so in your mind's eye, imagine what they look like. You've already had a good look at them before you sat down to do this. As you place them in your hands, you know what they look like. See that, bring that image into your mind and focus on what they must look like in your closed hand. And stay with that. Breathe and relax. Now you're going to imagine that they're coming alive. There is a soul, there is life being injected into every single one of those stones that you're holding on to. And they're coming alive. Eyes are still closed. You feel nice and relaxed and calm, nice and open. And your stones are full of life. And you can almost feel them in your hands, or you may actually be able to feel them humming and buzzing around your closed hand. Stay with it. Breathe and relax. Stay open. So we're just going to stay here for a minute or two. Just let our soul energy settle into these feelings, into this energy that we've got going on around us all right now. So just relax, breathe, let the energy of the stones do what they need to do for you today. Everyone's doing an amazing job. My hands might, personally for me, I feel like I don't have any hands attached to the ends of my arms. It feels like my hands have just vanished. I can't feel them. There's like a lightness and an emptiness there. Okay, so what is happening here? Spirit is showing me that, gosh, it's hard to put into words. It's almost like the stones or the objects that you're holding, they're remembering. It's like memory recall, and they're having these memory flashbacks to when they were still physically connected with the earth in their original place where they were originally created, where they were originally formed. And so if you're holding some sort of food objects, exactly the same thing applies. It's all about this sense of creation. Where were they created? Where were they made? What energy was the earth holding on to in that exact moment that these stones were made? And so we know gemstones and crystals are formed over hundreds, thousands of years. You know, they're not just created, you know, the end product doesn't just appear in the blink of an eye. That's not what we're talking about here, Spirit is saying. It's almost like that, imagine, if you will, when a baby is conceived, that instant, that second, that magic happens. That's what we're connecting with here. And so as we, it's getting nice and strong. So as we sit and we hold these stones, that energy, that life, that creation energy, that is, we're connecting with that because we're holding onto the stones. So we are a part of that. And that is having a huge effect on us, on our energy. And Spirit is saying it's shifting our perception a little bit as well. So don't be surprised if after this, in the coming days or weeks, you feel like you've had a change of heart about something, or you think about someone in a different way to how you've ever thought about them. Just a couple of examples for you, but don't be surprised if you start to notice a little bit of a change in yourself, in the way you view things, the way you view yourself, other people, the world, any and all of that. There's a real shifting of our collective perception, because Spirit is saying that's what earth energy does. It kind of strips away all those built up layers that we accumulate as we go about our lives and our day-to-day stuff. And we do, every single one of us gets sort of caught up in the humanness of life. That real physical presence. And so Spirit is saying this is sometimes it's as simple as that, connecting with the earth energy and knowing and trusting that earth energy is source. It's the beginning. I can't think of another way to explain it better than what it's. Sometimes the messages I get now, they're hard to translate in actual words. So that's the best I can do with that one. It's like we reconnect with source, we reconnect with life and creation of life through the earth and through the earth energy. And that can shift our perception. It does. It will. There's no ifs or maybes. It will shift our perception, Spirit is saying. And that's something we all really need now, is a change in the way we view ourselves and everything else. So I want you to, some of you your hands may have felt really heavy, or like me, light, like they're not even there during that, as the energy got really strong and that connection became really strong. We're being guided now just to invite a little bit of movement in. So just kind of start to move them in your hands. So don't go crazy with it. Don't go flat out, but just kind of move your hands just a little bit and bring yourself back to feeling those stones in your closed hands. And Spirit is saying what this is doing is... Oh, my leg's gone to sleep because I was sitting funny. Spirit is saying... What was Spirit saying? Now I've lost it. Yeah, right. So the moving of the stones in our hands, what that is doing is it's integrating everything. So while we quietly held the stones and tuned in to that energy, there was a big energetic shift and a nice big energetic healing taking place. Now we want to lock all that in. We want to integrate all of that. And that's what moving the stones sort of really subtly is doing. It's integrating everything. It's sending messages, it's sending signals to your body and to your soul of this is good, this is what I need, it's done. And so it is. That's what's happening as we move the stones. Whew. I've got sweaty palms from holding my hands closed for so long, but I think also from the energy that was moving around. So pop your stones down, or do you know what? If you really want to hold on to them, if you feel like you don't want to put them down, keep hold of them, that's fine. I feel like I need to put mine down for a little bit. Wowza. So that was straight into it. You can open your eyes if you haven't already, or you can just lay there with your eyes closed. Totally up to you. I'm just going to feel into what else, if there is anything else that we want to talk about in this session. Any other messages that want to come through? Okay, so the message at the beginning of the session about connecting with nature more this month and how important that is. As a follow-on from that message, continuing on from that, we all have been asked to commit to planting a tree, whether that's in your own backyard, or you go and help a friend do some gardening and help them do some planting in their yard, or if there's like a local sort of volunteer get together where a lot of communities do tree plantings. They're saying specifically a tree. It doesn't have to be a massive tree. But a tree of some description. So not a tiny little plant or a little flower or a nice little shrub, specifically a tree. And we're being guided to do it with some very clear intentions. And your intentions can be whatever you like. Perhaps you want to release something, a burden that you've been holding on to, and you can use that as an opportunity to release that burden, return that energy to Mother Earth where it will be recycled and renewed. Or perhaps your intention might be, that you want to offer some healing love to the planet or to humanity or to a family member or to yourself, whatever. There's no rules with this, but Spirit is saying you need to be specific with your intention as you're planting your tree. And as you're digging into the ground and you're putting the tree in, and imagine the roots going down and spreading into the earth and starting this beautiful growth process. There's something really powerful in that. So Some of you will be sitting here watching this going, oh no, that I don't feel like I want to do that or need to do that. That is totally fine. But there are going to be a lot of people who watch this who go, yes, 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 yes. I'm feeling that. I'm going to do that. So trust your instincts. Perhaps you'll come back to it another time in a few weeks and go, oh yeah, no, I do feel like doing that now. Perfect. Do it. Just make sure you do it very mindfully and with clear intentions. It's going to be a beautiful healing moment for you. And it's going to be a beautiful healing moment for all of us. So there you go. I have no issues with that because I'm a little bit obsessed with gardening at the moment. I'm a little bit obsessed with buying plants and planting out some new gardens in my beautiful little space here where I live. So I'm totally on board with that. I'm actually a bit excited about it. Okay, is there anything else that we want to talk about? I think we might be done. Just a last little note, Spirit is saying some of you are really feeling that change in seasons. And some of you, it's kind of thrown you a little bit. What is Spirit saying about that? So that if you're feeling like there's a disconnect between you and the the weather, the season that we're in right now, or that you're in right now, no matter where you are in the world, if you're feeling a disconnect with that and it's feeling a bit off for you, so say the weather where you are is particularly cold and it's really upsetting you, or it's really hot and that's upsetting you, any kind of anomaly between you and the weather, the climate around you, Spirit is saying there's a really quick fix for that too. Get outside. We need to be outside. We are human beings. We are a part of nature. And when we lose connection to that, or we're feeling out of sorts with nature and the cycles of nature, that's a really strong sign that we need to be outside more and connect with nature more. So some of you will be watching this going, but it's cold outside and I do not want to go out in the cold. Spirit is challenging you to go outside, to push beyond that discomfort and that dislike, I guess, and just do it. Just get outside and connect with what is going on around you. And that is going to balance all of your systems. And it may take a few goes, but if you're persistent with it, it'll balance all of your internal systems and functions. It'll help boost your intuition. And you won't feel as uncomfortable and you won't feel as displeased with the weather and the climate and the sort of the energy, the feel of what's going on around you, because you will have balanced yourself with it. Does that make sense? And that's something we should do, I think, regularly. Because a lot of us spend so much time indoors. A lot of us have jobs where we're working indoors, sitting at desks even. A lot of us spend a lot of time, watching TV of an evening instead of going for a walk or just sitting outside and watching the sunset or whatever that it might be. So it could be as simple as that. Go outside when the sun is setting and just sit there and watch the sunset from wherever you are in the world. If you can't actually see the sun going down, watch the changes in the sky that's all around you. Watch the colours. Really connect with that setting of the sun. And that's one example of how you can sort of reset your energy and sort of realign yourself with nature. I think that's all. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this Soul Explorations with Jo session. If you've got any questions about anything we talked about, send me a message or pop a comment on this recording. If you've got any feedback, if you plant a tree and you had an experience with it, or you didn't experience anything, and you want to share it, let me know. That would be amazing. And that's it. Thank you. I'll see you all again next month. Take care. Bye.